Yo, what's going on guys? Mush back at it with another video, and in this video we're going to be taking a look at the top 5 upcoming PC games in September. September is really the start of the fall gaming season where there are a ton of great games coming out. And you guys are going to see in September there are quite a few games that I'm personally looking forward to. I don't know if everybody's looking forward to these 5 games, but these are my 5 most anticipated games. Maybe you'll disagree, there are a few other games coming out in September as well, but just wanted to keep this list limited to 5, so let's get right into this with number 5. Number 5, have to give a mention to Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite. I know fighting games isn't the PC's real forte, but that has been changing recently. We saw Marvel vs. Capcom 3 on PC, we've seen the BlazBlue games on PC, Tekken 7 ran really well on PC, and now we have Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite, which is shaping up to be really good. Now, I'm not a big multiplayer guy when it comes to fighting games, but something Capcom is trying to change with Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite is that the single player will also be a far more cinematic experience, whatever that means. Imagine that means it's a more engaging experience and it's a quality single player mode. A lot of fighting games have been doing that recently. Tekken 7 was another fighter that had a really solid single player mode, given, you know, fighting games typically don't have the best single player story modes or campaigns or whatever you want to call them. They are usually pretty bad, but that's recently been changing, and Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite looks to be adding to that as well. Mega Man's in the game, so that's good over MVC3. And as far as the story itself goes, Marvel and Capcom, the characters unite to take on the ultimate villain of Ultron Sigma, which that actually sounds pretty cool. I'm really excited for this game. Marvel vs. Capcom is one of those series that if you played it back in the day, you're definitely looking forward to Infinite. And yeah, it should be pretty good. Got a couple of Japanese games I want to mention. Number 4 is Ys 8 Lacrimosa of Dana. This is the latest game in the Ys franchise, and the Ys franchise is actually really solid. They aren't excellent games in my opinion, but just like the Tales of series, they're very consistent quality JRPGs, and Ys 8 will be releasing day and day with the console and PS Vita version, so that's really nice. And the game itself, artistically, it looks really good. As far as technically, you know, it's not the best looking game in the world. It is releasing on PS Vita, Sony's handheld device, so you have to keep your expectations a little bit in line with that, but still, visuals isn't really the main thing in a Japanese RPG. If you care about that, then wait until 2018 and you can play Final Fantasy 15 in all of its glory. Ys 8 is a little bit of a different breed, but it should be a very good JRPG. Number 3 is a game that I'm personally very excited for, and I just want to get the word out about the game, and that's Danganronpa V3 Killing Harmony. I mention the Danganronpa games whenever I have a chance, but they are some terrific games. Yes, on the surface, they are very Japanese, and they got that anime art style, and that might put off some people, and it's a visual novel, but visual novels isn't like a gigantic genre here in the States, but Danganronpa is a terrific series of games, and V3 will feature a new story with new characters, so you don't have to play the other 2 games, but the other 2 games were terrific, so if you want to go back and play those 2, you do have to play those 2 games consecutively, play the first game and then the second game, but with number 3, it looks like you can jump right in. The story is that a group of people are locked away in an area. Here, they are imprisoned in a school, and the only way to escape is to kill one of your classmates without getting caught. A very interesting story. It's very hard to explain. You just really gotta play it. Just trust me on this. Play the first game, give it 2 or 3 hours, and you will be absolutely hooked. The games are filled with twists and turns and a captivating story. They're just really good. I know it's not gonna be for everyone, but if you're not completely off-put by the Japanese style, then I'm telling you, you gotta give it a chance. Moving on, number 2 is Total War Warhammer 2. Now, I played the first Total War Warhammer, but very briefly, but Total War has been one of those series that's been a staple to PC. The last game that I was really into was Shogun 2. I think for a lot of people, that was kind of the marquee Total War game that got a lot of people into the franchise. Shogun 2 was great. Warhammer 2 is a direct sequel of Warhammer, and I believe if you own both games, they're releasing like an update to merge the 2 games campaign, which that's pretty cool. And yeah, if you're a Total War fan, you're gonna pick it up. Total War Warhammer, from what I've seen, was a game that everybody wasn't fond of, but let's see if they can fix things in Warhammer 2. The footage I've seen thus far has looked pretty good, but RTSs just really aren't my cup of tea anymore. But I'm sure for those of you that are into the franchise, you guys are excited for it, and I had to mention it in this video. It's one of the PC's marquee exclusive franchises. So yeah, Total War Warhammer 2 also releasing. And finally, number 1 has to be Divinity Original Sin 2, which is already available in early access, but it's getting its official release on September 14th. And the first Divinity Original Sin was a great old school RPG. It didn't really hold your hand much, but once you got into the game, man, it was really immersive. There was a ton of content, a lot of replay replay value, and Divinity Original Sin 2 is gonna build upon the successes of the first game. There's 4-player drop-in, drop-out co-op, so that's very nice, and the game itself just looks really good, and the idea of Original Sin 2 is to improve upon every area of the first game, and from what I've seen on people talking about the early access, it's got very positive reviews on Steam, 94% positive, so that bodes well for the final release on September 14th. But yeah, that is gonna wrap up this video, guys. We got a lot of quality games to look forward to in September. Let me know, what games are you looking forward to next month? We've got quite a bit of variety in the game releases as well. We've got a fighter, a JRPG, a visual novel, an RTS, and a traditional RPG, and a Western RPG, so a lot of cool games coming out. Let me know what games you're excited for the most next month, and if you have a request for a future video, you can always leave that in the comments section as well, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace out.